My name is Dana Jasia Timoy, and today I'll be discussing an important sociological issue, which is sexual abuse, commercial and survival sex workers. I will be explaining these issues using findings from three research studies conducted here in Sierra Leone. FIDAWI 2024, which focuses on domestic violence in Wokel and Waterloo. My aim is to show that these issues are not just personal problems, but are shaped by power, economic conditions, and inequality. Bangura 2024, which examines intimate partner violence among Limba women in Cambia, which can also be referred to as IPV, and also Kabia 2023, which looks at sexual abuse among girls in Douaza. Also looking at FIDAWI's 2024 study on domestic violence, where we see how women are highly controlled by money. They are highly controlled by economic situations. They might not be commercial sex workers, but yes, they are being controlled because they don't have something of their own. What would we make of that as a society? What would we make of that as people that are trying to grow? If women are being violated because they can't afford all they want, or women are being violated because they don't have opportunities, they are being violated at home, they are being violated on the street, and they end up selling their body. So the major difference between a commercial sex worker and someone who is being controlled at home because of lack of financial support is that the commercial sex workers get to sleep with multiple men, and that woman gets to sleep with just her husband and she's being maltreated, or just her boyfriend and she's still being violated because of economic hardship. Now, let me explain some of the concepts of these researchers in their researches they have done between 2023 and 2024. Looking at domestic violence, it happens in a home. It happens among family members, between spouses, but mostly people living together in the same place. It could be relatives, they could be partners, and also children. Let's not forget that children are a part of the family, and children mostly suffer domestic violence, and then spouses. But people limit them to partners as they get beat up because they think that's the only form of domestic violence. No. Hitting a child too much because the child could not wash plates early, or maltreating a child because of personal reasons and personal stress can also be submitted to domestic violence. Another term which is very important here is intimate partner violence, which is the IPV. The IPV is simple. It refers to specifically spouses, people that are in a relationship, people that have something intimate between them. They could not be living in the same house, but hitting your spouse or traumatizing your spouse or treating them in a way that affects them is violence. So that is referred to as intimate partner violence. It might include married people or people that just cohabit because they're in a relationship, or people that are even dating. So in Kabia's work, we get to see how sexual abuse is being hidden and sometimes normalized in society, which is what we call intimate partner violence. People can be in relationship with people and force them into having sex with them on days they don't want to have sex with them. That is an abuse. But it has been termed, it has been looked at as something that doesn't make sense, being that it's your partner, your spouse, it's someone you're cohabiting with, it's someone you're married to. If there is no consent, then it's an abuse. And that abuse is looked at as intimate partner violence. So her work clearly shows how sexual abuse is linked to power and also connected to our culture and societal structure. Because most of the things are prompted or are being aided by the fact that the poverty is high rising in society, uh, low job opportunities, and most people lack innovation. Because without jobs, you could have innovative ideas that could help you generate income. But without that, people tend to want to go into commercial sex work. So this is the thing. Now we are connecting the work to commercial sex workers. Commercial sex workers don't just wake up in the morning and decide, okay, no, me, I want to be a commercial sex worker. I want to be a prostitute. I want to be pimped to people. No, it's because of circumstances. And these people do it to elevate their lifestyle. They do it to fit into society. They do it because they want to be part. They want to catch up with things that are happening. They have no job. They have no source of income. So now sex has become a job. selling your body for money. But it does not happen overnight. It's not happening because of comfort. It is happening because of the social activities, or rather the social structure of the country or the society where they find themselves forces them to do so. No job, high rise in poverty rate, more graduates but less job, lack of innovation and motivation, trauma, stigma, shame. There are a lot of things contributing to people ending up being commercial sex workers. So this, it's not always a free choice. It's not because the people want to do it. They do it because it is shaped by hardships and inequality. We look at the aspect of survival sex workers. The word, as the word implies, survival. This is when people sell their body not for only financial reasons, or let's say it is their job. It's not their job. They do it from time to time, or they do it once in a lifetime for food, shelter, just fees. It could be, and a clear example could be a young lady eating her school fees that has been given to her by her parents. Now she wants that money back. What is she going to do? She's going to sell her body, so someone would pay that fees for her. That is survival sex work. That is not a relationship. It might be in another case wherein she can't afford it at all. And the best way she thinks she wants to do it to actually be educated is to sell her body to a man that is rich enough to pay for her services, and then she's done. She's not a commercial sex worker, but a survival sex worker. Sexual abuse, commercial and survival sex work are deeply, when I say deeply, deeply connected to domestic violence and also intimate partner violence. So as sociologists, it is important for us to understand that these are not just personal choices or individual choices. They are as a result of our social structure. So to address these issues, we should not just focus on individuals. We should not just focus on the people that are involved in this. They are just one part of it. But to prevent the continuity of it, or to prevent more people from going into it or from enduring this, we could actually work together to change the social conditions that make people vulnerable to be in such situations. Once more, my name is Denaja Siatimoy. Thank you for listening.